All right, what's going on,
Shut my door.
everybody? So today we're going to be doing I guess you can call it a beta first impressions for Jump Force, or you can call it beta review, whatever you want to call this. We're going to basically be giving you guys our impressions of the Jump Force closed beta. Now, for those of you guys who haven't seen, I did do a giveaway yesterday for one of the extra codes that I had. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any other extra codes, so for that person that got that code, I'm guessing you're enjoying the game, or at least let me know if you're enjoying the game so far. So, with me here is, as always, Rex Sparks, who's always been doing these sort of reviews with me. Uh, so what do you think about the Jump Force closed beta so far?
So far, the nicest thing I can say about it is it's an improved J stars. To be perfectly honest, it is nothing but an improved J stars. That's it. And you can switch characters. That's pretty much it. It's just as I say it's even more fast paced than J stars, to be honest. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. It looks very, very weird with the realistic point of view that they've like taken. The realistic approach that they've taken with the characters looks really, really weird to me above everything else what they've done with this so far. But I don't
Yeah,
know, man. Like, I don't know.
yeah, like I can totally understand. I think a lot of people don't really like the style, the art style, or whatever you want to call it. But the crazy thing is like I think this would well, of course, this would probably look way better if it had a more cartoony art style. But for me, I honestly think that at least I think just like you, I think that the this beta is at least well, just the game as a whole, it's better than J Stars. Just from a little bit that I played of J Stars, and I only played it like briefly, but with this game, it does. I believe the developer is the same one that did the Budokai Tenkaichi series, and
That explains
it does have a feeling of that game just a little bit in the way that you execute attacks and stuff. I like the pace of this game a lot more than J Stars. I will say there were just to kind of get into some of the negatives, I guess, of indie beta. They definitely got to fix. Again, I said this in the last video that I did yesterday. They need to fix the net code. They need to just uh the frame rate. Getting that frame rate up and input delay. I think like the I want to say like the most negative points that I could really say about this game is the frame rate and the input delay. It's gonna be a major problem when it comes to both just fighting in general and even in the lobby. Like once you first get into that lobby, you felt how slow the game was going. Like it's a
it.
combination of lag and also the just the frame rate being so low. And from what I've read earlier, someone said that they checked using their editing software, and the frame rate it went down from I believe 25 frames per second to like 15 frames per second. And I can understand why that's a problem when it comes to being in the lobby when you're like in the hub world and stuff. Because I guess there's a lot of characters. There's a lot of people running around in that hub lobby. But when it comes to the battle, I think when it comes to just in battle, you see how many particle effects is going on, how many special effects and crap they got going on. They really need to tone it down, and that's what a lot of people were saying when this game was first revealed and when we were looking at the gameplay.
Most definitely. And after playing it, it's like it is. Oh my god, that's the other thing that I do not like about it. It's like it's slow. It feels slow, especially in the hub world. It's like, oh my god, it's tearing. My screen is tearing. What the hell did I do? But I'm like, oh wait, beta. They need to fix this.
I mean, you say that, but a lot of people have already been saying again. We were saying this from day one. They're it's like they're just vomiting special effects on the screen. It's like it honestly felt like this game, and for like a lot of people, from a lot of people's perspective, it kind of felt like somebody just learned how to use Unreal Engine 4 or 5 or whatever Unreal Engine they're using. And this feels like almost like one of those tech demos. Like you remember, like back in the day, you would see, like some of these companies will put up like tech demos and stuff, and like even some fans they'll make like Unreal like fan games with the Unreal Engine. This kind of feels like it almost feels like somebody just playing around with all the special effects, seeing how many special effects they can put up there. It honestly just feels like a Unreal Engine test game. But with the like, I don't want to say that it's completely unpolished, because I see where, because I was seeing where, once you're waiting for, so like you pick your characters, and then you get to the loading screen, and there's these tips that come up, and they're talking about countering and all these different things. It seems like they took the time to actually try to make a competent arena brawler system. Like I don't expect this game to really be competitive, to be like something on the level of like a Marvel versus Capcom or like a Street Fighter or a better comparison, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Like I don't think it's going to be that competitive. And I think if you're looking for a truly competitive like fighting game or fighting anime game, I don't think that this is going to be it. And when it came to just fighting online, I did a few matches today because mostly yesterday I did all CPU matches. What did you think, just in general? Like, did you play like how much did you play against other players or against like the CPU?
Against the CPU, I noticed a few things. I never was able to play with other people. What I did notice with the computer, like if you like really, really try, then it picks up. The difficulty, like I think, like instantly spikes up a bit, and it'll just like keep countering you. Whereas opposed to like you want to get hit just to see, like, okay, let's see what characters have battle damage to their models. It'll just like walk up gradually with me or around me. It won't attack me or anything. It'll be like, is this set on training mode or something? So I noticed that.
Well, I didn't think the AI was too bad. Like, I don't want to be too critical on it because this being a work in progress. With
Yeah.
the AI, it seemed like once I get their health down to a certain point, and they see that I'm vulnerable, they'll immediately go for their special move. And I feel like I feel like Fighter Z kind of did that. Well, fighters did that. Um, you said that you were having problems when it came to matchmaking, right? Is that what you meant earlier?
Um, no, I just wasn't. It is what I meant. I was never able to actually hook up with anybody.
Wow,
So
see, that's surprising because, like, for me, the matchmaking, 'cause that was like the only positive. That was like one of the only positives I actually wrote down was the matchmaking was quick. It wasn't. It was like I was expecting a game like this. I was expecting, okay, I'm gonna be sitting there waiting for like the longest, but no, the matchmaking was quick. I mean, I didn't have problems finding a match. So it might just be your connection, but like I said earlier, the I think the major issues are just the input delay. Because I was noticing even when I was playing, like even when I was playing against the CPU, I mean I was noticing the input lag and stuff, and with the frame rate dropping and with the input lag, that just kind of that messes up if you're trying to do combos and stuff. It got to like one point where I was fighting against somebody, and like in between rounds, like when the game sets up and it's like round two, and you're able to like walk around and stuff. I literally took my hand off the controller just to see. Like I took my hand off the controller. I didn't press anything, and like Hizuka kept moving and he's punching, and I'm like, I'm not even pressing anything. I'm not pressing anything right now. Like the input delay is so bad up there. The frame rate is bad both inside, both inside battle and again inside the hub world. And just to kind of get back, kind of get back to talking about the hub world itself. I can't be the only one that kind of noticed. It kind of feels like they literally went into the editor of like, I don't know, like went to the editor for like Dragon Ball Universe hub world because it really reminds me of it. The way that they have like the reception set up and stuff. The only difference in this, I don't think you could jump in Dragon Ball Universe, or maybe it was like the first one you couldn't jump. But otherwise, like the hub world, like these hub worlds that they build, for the most part, or at least this one feels identical to Xenoverse in comparison, I guess, to like something like Shinobi Strikers is kind of different. It feels like they put more effort into Shinobi Strikers hub world, but I think there's actually different hub. I think it's actually different hub areas that you can travel to based on the trailer, if I remember correctly. So this is just
Would make
one.
sense given the locations uh, um of the arenas.
Yeah, and that would make sense. Like I'm hoping that they really do what Dragon Ball Xenoverse should have been like, where like you can travel between hub worlds, you can like walk around, like it's almost like a MMORPG. Like if they really expand on that, because I think that's like one of the issues that I kind of had with Shinobi Strikers and with Xenoverse when it came to the hub world. It's like, okay, you're limited to just the Hidden Leaf Village. You can't go anywhere else. And just like with like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, you can only walk around that, even though like in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, they did expand it a lot more, but I would like them to just, take it a step further. Let us travel to other, because again, there's going to be other hub worlds from what I can tell from like the like the trailers that they did revealing the character like the character creation and stuff. But I hope that they have it connected, if that makes any sense. But speaking of character creation, we didn't get access to created characters when it like we got access to created characters, but they were preset
Mate,
characters. Yeah, they were pre-made characters. Like you couldn't customize the characters. I was a bit disappointed by that, but then at the same time, like the more that I tried out the different characters and stuff, the more I was like, I really don't think that this was really a necessary feature. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I'm not one of those people that are just gonna, get mad that there's created characters in the game. I was kind of excited at first, maybe just a tiny little bit when they revealed it. But then again, character creation has become such. It's like the not
niche.
like no, like that's not even the word I'm looking for. It's like the novelty's kind of worn off. It's kind of like it's common now. It's commonplace now in anime games. I mean, you have Attack on Titan, you have Shinobi Strikers, Dragon Ball Universe. Everyone is jumping on that wave when it comes to, especially with Namco Bandai games. So with the character creation and like the hub world and all this, extra sort of pseudo MMO RPG aspects to it, it kind of feels like they tacked it on, at least for right now. So like, did you play as the custom made pre-made character at all? Any of the pre-made characters?
Yeah, yeah.
And so like how
And
well go ahead. You was gonna say something else?
I don't know, man. It feels like samey, especially when you chose like another like pre-made character. It's like they pretty much had the exact same moves, except one has a rustling gun. The other one has a gum gum fist attack, and it's like okay, but they're basically the same thing, except oh, I'm playing as a girl this time, as opposed or the female Luffy that they showed off in the screenshot, or that
Or
bootleg looking
the black guy with I'm trying to think of the guy's costume that he has on. I think it was Blackbeard's costume that he has on.
that or the bootleg ass looking Vegeta that they have for the first
Yep.
for the first person. So yeah, they played it almost exactly the same for the two that I used anyway. It's like one move, but another move, but basically they're if you look at all of them, they basically have the exact same moves.
One thing I will
So
say that one thing I'm happy that they did is that at least at least I can say with this game is that the created characters don't seem to be outshining the official, the official characters, like the Dragon Ball Z characters, the One Piece characters. They don't seem to be outshining the Shonen, the Shonen Jump characters. Whereas
And
like
not
in
yet.
yeah, yeah, not yet, but like in Shinobi Strikers, like just to kind of compare with like Shinobi Strikers, like if you were using Naruto, like there were certain characters you couldn't use in that game that like it wasn't viable because like the created characters were way better than the original characters from Naruto. Like for example, Shikamaru. Shikamaru was garbage. Yamato is garbage in Shinobi Strikers. Like if you like you can't use certain characters because with created characters in Shinobi Strikers, they're gonna have an advantage over you. And with this game, as long as they're not gonna add any like RPG aspects to where like if you're wearing certain clothing, it's gonna increase your damage or whatever. As long as they don't add any sort of stat bonuses tied to like the costumes and stuff because they already announced like if you look at the pre-order bonuses you're gonna get certain I guess certain equipment or certain costumes and stuff to
Fits.
wear. Yeah, yeah, outfits, that was the word I was looking for. But with that stuff, I mean, I'm cool with it and it's good to have that because I think like when you think about all of the different anime that are putting in this. If they are not lazy, because I feel like if they're lazy, all they're gonna do is gonna allow you to select outfits from characters that are already in the game. So like you can choose Luffy's outfit, you can choose Zoro's outfit or Naruto's or Hisoka's, but you can't choose somebody like Nami or someone like Pain, like their outfits because they're not in the game. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
with how many characters they have in all of these different animes, they really should be able to add a bunch of costumes for players. And I just hope they don't take the lazy route. But just to kind of get into the fighting itself. I know we said that the fighting's a lot faster than J Stars. I definitely like this a lot better than J Stars. I played J Stars for like maybe like 5 minutes at max, and I had to turn it off, man. But with this, because with the developer, I think it's Spike. I might have to look it up in a second, but I think
It's
it's
Spike Chunsoft.
Spike. Yeah, yeah. So they're used to making games like this, and it does feel kind of weird that like everyone fights like a Dragon Ball Z character. Everyone's like charging up like a Dragon Ball Z character. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, okay, you're charging up. So like you hold, for those of you guys who haven't played the game, you hold R2 if you're playing on PlayStation 4, you hold R2, and when you're holding R2, you can charge up. And just like in Dragon Ball Z Universe and in other Dragon Ball Z games in the past, um, like a list of moves will come up while you're charging, while you're holding the R2 button. And the crazy thing is like, how's that gonna work with somebody like Yugi? Like Yugi doesn't charge up. Yugi's a human being. Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, Yami, I should say. Like
Antium.
whichever whichever name you want to give him, Yami or Yami or Atem. But when it comes to Yami, however you want to say it, he doesn't charge up. He's not like Goku or like Naruto. So that's gonna be kind of weird. I want to see if they're gonna like change that for other characters, or it's gonna be like different animations for that. But just getting into just the fighting itself. Is there anything you need to point out when it comes to that? Anything that you kind of felt like kind of stuck out?
um, Besides just the animation at times, ah, it's gonna take some getting used to. Like I did like everything else about it. And like I said, like it's a faster Daystars, and I love that aspect about it. It's a better J Stars, which I played a lot more J Stars than any person should because I actually do like it, but still, it's like yeah, yeah. This I can't wait to see what improvements they actually make to this, but it's a Bandai Namco game, man. It's like I think we both know how this works by now.
Man, I wish and man, I wish they would have given something like this to like Arc System Works or someone else. Like I wish they would have at least changed the style up. Like we've gotten so many arena brawlers, and I know there's a big fan base of people that just love those arena brawlers. But just the whole time I was playing this, because there were a few times where it clicked. Like there was one fight that I was playing against somebody online, and they were really good, and I was kind of struggling to try to figure out some of the mechanics because, like I said earlier, on that loading screen, they'll give you tips and stuff, but the tips will go by so quickly I couldn't even read it fast enough because I read very slow. But like with the way that you fight in there, like there's like vanishing moves, like you're like everyone's a Dragon Ball Z character all of a sudden. You can vanish and stuff. You can like recover by like dashing or whatever. And it
I
does.
like how the dash button.
You said what?
Sorry, I sorry, I like how the sorry, but
Nah, go ahead.
I like how the dash button is actually like a retaliation button almost. It's like, okay, I'm getting destroyed. L1, recover. Go ahead.
See, now here's the thing with that because some of the mechanics, like I said, I was struggling to kind of understand the mechanics. That was why I played against the computer a lot yesterday before jumping online today because I was trying to figure out how to recover and stuff. I was like, okay, if they hit you, because it felt like it didn't feel precise, and it could be again going back to that input delay problem. But I was pressing L1, which is the dash button, whenever you get hit, and that's supposed to recover you. Like the only time it really worked perfectly for me is like if they knock me away, and then I press it, and then it'll work. And then like when you're doing, I think they call it like a chase attack or whatever. Like I was confused as to how to like counter because like people were countering me, and even the computer was like countering. There was like they'll like teleport and go into the back of you, and like that's what I was saying earlier about. That's like what I meant earlier about like the fighting. It feels like completely Dragon Ball Z level of fighting, and that really wouldn't fit with like every character because of how their anime is. So, I mean, they're basically bending the rules to some of these characters and how they fight, I guess. But it like it it was kind of hard for me to kind of just kind of grasp, I guess, just the different mechanics and stuff. But once I did kind of get the hang of it, when it came to just like fighting online, I did manage to have fun with it. Were there any characters that you preferred in this beta, or were there any characters that you think they need to like nerf or like anything like that? Because we haven't really talked about like the characters that we got to play as in this beta. So
Honestly, my main go-tos were always Sasuke, um, Zoro, and Ichigo. Like anyone with swords is not a medic. I'm choosing you above everybody else. But honestly, it's the beta, so it's like anyone that needs to get nerfed. It's kind of hard. It's really kind of hard. If I were to choose like anyone off the bat, it probably would have to be Naruto with his fucking tail beast bombs and shit. But
yeah, Naruto's
yeah,
always OP. It's always
him and
OP in
them
every
damn
game.
tail
The
beast
freaking
bombs.
Rasingans.
And actually, once you did his special move with the Kurama Link tail beast bomb that he does, he's still stuck in Kurama mode afterwards. So he already has like technically still activated.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I don't think they had awakenings in this demo. I know Awakenings are in the
Press,
game, but they weren't in the demo.
but yeah, press R3, and it's like it's not like to awaken their forms or whatever, but it's I don't know what the hell it is. I think it like improves, it boosts their abilities to an
So
extent.
so it kind of feels like they took the best. It kind of feels like a best of Namco Bandai anime games. They took the Awakening state from the Storm games. The dash mechanic feels like it's being taken. Feels like it's like ripped off of the Storm games, and even the Awakening mechanic. The fighting feels very similar to the Xenoverse games. So like it feels like they're just taking pretty much from every property that they have to kind of make this anime game that we have. As far as the characters that I used mostly Roronoa Zoro. Let's see, I used Zoro, I used Ichigo. I tried to play as every character at least once. I couldn't figure out Blackbeard. I didn't really like Frieza, but my main team was Zoro, Ichigo, and Hizuka. And what was so weird about this? So like, what was so weird that I found like this weird design choice of you can only switch the characters in the order that you select them. I was like,
Uh-huh.
why? Like that's weird. Like it almost feels like honestly, it feels like they added a third character just because that's what we're used to, and that's what has worked for something like the Ninja Storm games. And I feel like that third character isn't really necessary. This could have easily been a 2-on-2 game, a 2 versus 2 game. That third character, like I found, like there was multiple times during fights where like I wouldn't even bother with the third character that I had. Like most of the time, I'm just switching between the two characters. Like I don't think what they have right now when it comes to the whole team setup. I don't think like I just personally don't like it. It kind of just doesn't really make sense. Like it makes sense, but it's not like what we're used to because normally we're able to switch between whatever character we want on the fly. But the way they have the control set up is that basically there's one button that's dedicated to basically using your supports. And like if you hold the button, you can call out your support, and then pressing it will make you switch. But I honestly feel like they could have just it could have just been a 2-on-2 game, don't you think?
But yeah, most definitely. I'd be having like Sasuke and Zoro on the team, and then it's like I barely even use Ichigo. I'm like, oh yeah, oops.
Yeah, like I mostly use Hizuka. Like what I was doing, I was using Hizuka as a support character. And the crazy thing is, like here's how I would set up my team the majority of the time. I would have either Zoro or um or Ichigo as the first character, and then the second character would be Hizuka, because I would want to use Hizuka's support. Because what I'll do, like at the beginning of a fight, I'll send out Hizuka, and his support is basically a projectile support. And while that's basically going off, I would charge up, and I'll give you some time to charge up. But there'll be times where like, okay, I want to switch from Zoro to Ichigo, or from Ichigo to Zoro, but then what I would have to do is basically switch to Hisoka and then switch to the other character that I want. Like you see the issue there. That's why I say it's a weird design choice, and I don't really like it because it's so different from what we're used to with these type of games, and it really does present that problem where like okay, I I have like let's say I have Frieza as my first character, and then my second character is Goku. My last character is Vegeta. I want to pick Vegeta, but I'm still on Goku, so I have to switch twice. And there's a cooldown when it comes to switching characters. So you see where that can kind of present a problem.
I noticed that cooldown too. I'm like, oh my god, really? Is this really needed, guys?
Like I feel like a lot of the I feel like in general a lot of the features in this game feels like they're trying to check off boxes. Like when it comes to character
Gotta
creation, like
appease
when
everybody.
yeah, like it's like character creation, like what I was saying earlier. Character creation, it's not needed, but okay. I mean, I'm not gonna fuss about it. You got your creation. You have your hub world. Like you remember the days where like we would buy an anime game and it would go straight to the main menu. You wouldn't be in this hub world. You wouldn't be in this lobby. You'll go straight to the main menu and you'll pick your modes. But no, now it's you go straight to the hub world and then you have to walk around and go to the reception desk and you know that's where you'll be able to do missions and stuff. And that's another thing that I saw in the hub world. I did a quick walk around. There's gonna be like missions. Apparently, you can collect the rewards. I even saw one reception desk where it was like it said something like clan or whatever. So I guess you can create clans in the game. So that's cool. I know that's something that people wanted in Shinobi Strikers, and so it's kind of weird to see this developer. It's kind of weird to see that this developer chose to add that in, but in like Shinobi Strikers, whatever the developer is for that game, didn't add clans and stuff. But like I was saying, man, like it just feels like they kind of just checking off boxes with this. Whereas, at least I can say, like I was saying earlier, not to repeat myself, at least the main shonen characters are still the star. They still feel like they're viable in comparison to the like created characters or whatever. So just any final thoughts, because I think we've kind of spoken. I think we kind of talked about everything we can really talk about when it comes to this beta.
Um, honestly, it seems it's a good pickup. It is a good pickup in play. I mean, it's the beta though. It's obviously going to have some issues, like the slowdown and everything else. And like you said, like it's like they have check boxes to appease to everybody. So it's like some things aren't going to really like make any sense, but it's like they're really trying to appease to everybody here. But I don't know, man. It's like we really gonna probably have to end up getting the full thing in order to actually like put everything out there. But this is okay for what it is now. It's the beta after all, and they still have shit to figure out. But from what I played, it's all right.
It's looking
It's all right.
it's looking like a $30 game to me. Cause to be honest, I was telling you, I was telling you a few weeks ago before I traded in Shinobi Strikers. I was like, man, I feel like that wasn't worth the $60, and I felt kind of uneasy when it came to Jump Force. So I'm like, okay, this beta's coming up. I'm gonna try it, and I had a bit of fun with it, but I don't know if this is gonna be worth $60 for me. I'm not saying that the game is gonna be trash or anything. I'm not gonna even prejudge it. Right now, if I just had to give it just a preliminary score, I give it probably just a six right now, and a six isn't even bad. I'll give it the highest six that I can give it so far. And like I said, we'll see if they improve because most likely they're gonna do an open beta, and the open beta is really gonna be where I'm sure that maybe they'll allow us to have access to more characters. We'll get maybe character customization in the next beta or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have to say. I think we've kind of spoken our piece about everything. So let us know what you guys think about the Jump Force beta if you were able to get in. Like the video, subscribe, and subscribe to his channel, Rex Sparks. I'll try to leave it in the description. I say that I would do that a lot, but I keep forgetting to do it. But I'll try to remember. You'll remind me. But yeah, thanks for watching. We're out of here. Peace.